Hi guys! So this video is about practicing your energy, what you're thinking, what you're feeling after you've eaten either something that you feel uncomfortable with or a certain amount that feels too much. Anytime you feel a little uneasy, maybe these are new foods that you're now allowing yourself to have again, or anyway, that's, you get the point. So I figured it was a great time to do this video because I just had a large portion of one of my favorite all-time foods, pizza, and it was one of my favorite pizzas, and it's a cauliflower crust, but loaded with cheese, and anyway, it is a food for me that I still can feel challenged by. Sometimes I allow myself to have it, other times I don't. Sometimes I'm totally at peace with it, sometimes I'm not. So that's one thing for me. The other thing is I ate the whole thing, and it was on the smaller side. So again, watching that it's not a binge, it's not self-destructive. Was it a really big meal? Yeah. hmm So this is what we're talking about at this point in the course, the Body Love course, about how to practice and real time work with your feelings and your response when you have a meal or a snack like this. So I'm going to lead you through it as I do it. So first thing is, I'm going to just really breathe into my body and relax. Not just relaxing because I'm nice and full. I am practicing relaxing in every way. So consciously, emotionally, in my thoughts, in my body. I want to be careful to not be resistant. I want to remind myself, so I want you to remind yourself that your body, you want to remind yourself that your body is strong and resilient and so intelligent and so brilliant. And even if you've overeaten or eaten something that you have an allergy to, or eaten something that your mind is resistant to, or your body is physically resistant to, you've already eaten it. And so we're going to make the environment in your head and in your body as welcoming, loving, peaceful, and comfortable as possible, because we don't want to resist it and make it harder to digest. We don't want to resist it in our mind and beat ourselves up. We want to be responsible for the internal ecosystem, and also be responsible for what's in our head and be kind to ourselves. So we're going to practice enjoying what we just had and not making ourselves the bad guy, the bad girl, not beat ourselves up. I used to say, I've ruined everything, or why did I do that? And I'm not saying that some of those thoughts don't have a grain of truth that you might want to look at. If you feel like you're contradicting yourself and you said you weren't going to do it and then you did, it's something to notice. Why am I contradicting myself? Maybe it's unrealistic and not even something I want, to never have pizza. I have come to that conclusion for myself. That is not a life I want. I don't want to expect or hold myself to never having pizza. I do want to be in integrity with my body, with my goals, with how I like to feel. And so that's what this little check-in after eating it is about. As we're learning to eat healthy again, we're learning to think healthy, We're learning to respect and accept and love our bodies unconditionally. It is training, okay? Sometimes it might be super easy, and other times it might be unbearably hard. So this is all a practice. Wherever you're at on that scale, just be with yourself, okay? So feeling into your body, recognizing you gave yourself something that at least part of you really wanted. And if there's a way that you feel like you could have done better, you could have eaten less, you could have eaten more of the healthy stuff, you could have enjoyed it more, that's a big one. You could be kinder to yourself after you ate. Just notice that. And notice it in the most loving way possible, not to critique and put yourself down, just to be aware. You're just being aware. You're just noticing, just being honest with yourself. And if you're anything like me, I still have this sometimes to a lesser degree than I used to have. I used to have it pretty intensely. But I will still notice, I'm aware of it today, that there is this, like, it's so dreamy and perfect as I'm preparing it or getting the food, the forbidden food or the treat food. It's like too good to be true. It's this fantasy. And even when I'm eating it, most of the time that's still there. And normally either towards the end or once I'm done, it's like, oh, it's leaving. I'm getting full, or the food is disappearing, or both. And that whole anticipatory bliss is starting to move on because the meal is ending, just like all your favorite movie ends. A relationship can end, or the dreamy part of a relationship can end, or whatever it is. As humans, we have to deal with this ebb and flow. Here's my favorite part, or here's my least favorite part, or so what I'm saying is it's normal and natural for your feelings to shift. But unlike what I used to do, which is kind of flip to the other end, like, oh, it's all over. What have I done? That was a mistake. That's eating disorder thinking, which I used to think a lot like. Now, when I get a remnant of, that was done, now I'm just here with kind of a full belly. What I'm practicing is going into still enjoying it. Wasn't that a lovely meal? Isn't it great that I enjoyed it so much? Isn't it great that even if I'm a little full or have a bloated belly, or I'm not going to lose that pound, like this week or whatever, that I chose that and I'm going to still enjoy it. I'm going to still give myself that gift. And again, it does wonders for your body and your psyche to accept that gift you've given yourself. And if you think of it as a gift or a treat, that is still treating you. Okay, so we're talking about, in this video at least, really switching from a dysfunctional, somewhat abusive, it can on a scale, of how you're thinking and behaving, but dysfunctional, somewhat abusive way of thinking to a functional, working way of thinking that is helpful and kind and promotes more peace, self-respect, good habits. Another trip up I used to have is I was very perfectionistic and a little too much black and white. So if I would eat too much or eat something I said I wasn't going to eat, I would think that, okay, my singing career in life is over. It was proof that I could never, do something else. Like I got it all mixed up. So you want to watch your thinking if this is happening and just remind yourself, like, okay, this is not true. This is not true. What's true is I have a full belly and I ate something I loved eating. And if I wasn't so full, if I didn't just do that, I'd probably choose to do that again because I wouldn't have had what I just wanted and now I have it. Does that make sense? Um, and realize it will come up again. That's another trip up that some of us with old dysfunctional thinking have is, well, I'm never going to do this again. And for some people that works. They decide like, I have an extreme allergy to this or that, or something is really, really bad for me. It's on my, I don't eat it again. And I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm talking specifically about eating disorder mind. I'm talking about there's something I like to eat that I have chosen as bad, and when I eat it, I am bad. And so that I will never be bad again, I will not ever eat that. For most, if you're coming from a disordered place and making that rule, 99% chance you are going to eat it again. And when you do, you will feel very badly, non-accepting, very self-destructive, abusive way of thinking, possibly, about what you've just done because you've made it like you've just broken this huge golden rule as if you've injured tons of people or, set off a bomb or something. But reality check, you didn't. You ate some food you really like. And sometimes you feel out of control with it. And I get that. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I'm saying you're making it into a much bigger thing. And the road to clear, functional, healthy thinking, which will lead to a clear, functional, healthy body, and clear, functional, healthy changes to support you in loving yourself, is a different way of thinking. Okay? And so if you catch yourself doing these certain kinds of thinking, it's a pretty sure sign that first you just want to notice it and go, okay, these aren't balanced thoughts. These are crazy thoughts. And just because you have crazy thoughts doesn't mean you're a crazy person. So don't worry about it. We can all have dysfunctional, crazy thoughts. You want it to happen as little as possible. Okay? Because the more you think it, the more you're going to feel it, the more you're going to be that way. So start paying attention to how you're treating yourself, especially after this meal. So I had my big meal. I have candles lit. I have the house to myself. I have painting project out on the floor. I have Gaia TV on. It's a little Vanessa party. And unlike old Vanessa parties, this one is not going to end in guilt and shame and blame and the false belief that I've ruined my life because I had cheese. I love you. I hope this helped. I know this video is not for everyone, but for the people that it is for, I hope this finds you and I hope this helps you.